Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you guys for joining me and my friend Madwell here today.
Yes,
Um,
sir. What's happening?
well, it's late night, but we're here and
Pleasure to be here.
we're gonna talk. We're gonna hang out while we talk. Um,
Just have a little discussion.
right. And so Madison, that's how I know him by his name Madison, and
Yeah.
his artist name is Madwell. You know, he got some fire ass music. Like this man comes up with melodies and like tunes and like we did this one collab and I really enjoyed it because it's just like it sounds very artistically like made. Like it's like a picture almost. I
Yeah, we got some fire.
Yeah, and you know, we've been doing music independently for a while. Madison's also involved in Universal Sons, and you know, we're part of doing all music, and
And
we have
Liberty Us. Life is balanced, everything
uh-huh.
timelessly revolving, endlessly yielding.
So speaking about that,
You know.
what are your thoughts about Universal Sons? Like, how would you introduce us to the world?
Probably more so as I don't know if like a music group would be the appropriate term for it, but you know,
Right.
just like a collection of individuals that, you know, understand the rules of nature, you know, how things kind of work
Uh-huh.
in the times that we're in and what works best. And two heads are better than one, so, you know, one person has two, then those one individuals have two, and then
Right.
eventually it comes around full circle, and then, you know,
Yeah.
you form a team.
Are
Right.
you Were you starting vlogging as well, or is that like something you might think about or something?
Yeah, it could have possibly happened if I really, you know, put my
Right.
mind to it and, you know, really trying to get out there and get some content on a regular basis.
Right. That's cool. So like I was asking you earlier where you grew up from, and you said you grew up here
Yeah,
in
born and
Maryland
raised in
too.
Frederick, man. I was in the newspaper and everything. I was born in the bathroom of my house.
Yeah. That sounds pretty
Yeah.
cool actually.
Yeah. I was
Was
born
it like on purpose or your mom just like you think that's
Nah.
the time that was the time?
They said it was 10 days early. I was supposed to be born on September 28th. I was
Uh-huh.
born the 18th. When I came out, so it was a big surprise.
Right.
So, you know, I survived, my mom survived. You know, she didn't give birth to me in the hospital. Somebody had to come. They said the first person that got there, my head was already out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's awesome that, everything went well after that, your mom, you 'cause that could be risky.
Yeah,
But Madison said it's time. It came out.
early, man. I was a pretty sickly child.
Mm,
Probably I got bronchitis a lot. I was real sick when I was real young.
yeah.
I got bronchitis a lot, and pneumonia would just come like with every season or something. But I still overcame no matter what.
Right.
You know, sometimes it did kind of get me thinking like, ah man, like it's a wrap this time. Like I'm over it.
Right.
You know, but I still ended up doing, you know, a lot of sports, and I was real active.
That's good.
You feel me? I played soccer when I was young. I was did cross country, track. Yeah,
Were you fast?
I was
Probably one of the fastest
I was
kids.
good, man.
That's good.
Definitely not the greatest. I was definitely good,
Right.
but I never looked at it competitively against other people, but competitive against yourself and how you can overcome your own. You know,
Yeah.
and the people around you. I never took it to heart. You know, if they beat me or not. It was just something that I could use my surroundings. You know, and
Right.
you know, here's a complete other being, but I don't know their history. You know, they
Right.
could have trained their ass off to get there. So why am I gonna get mad if they beat me if I know what I did and didn't do?
Right.
You know, I of course everybody can do better, but you know,
Right.
you know, it was just something that it was never overtook me or overcame me as jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
man, like You know, maybe not until like
So
later.
it
But
was an enjoyment to you to be
yeah,
competitive. That's awesome.
yeah,
Honestly. That's cool because
yeah,
like
man.
a lot of people, either they're not motivated or they're just too motivated, and sometimes they go the wrong way to do it and all that.
Yeah, like it's good to be competitive, but you gotta be a good sport. You know what I'm saying? A
Right.
good team sport. I used to not be, man. I used to have really bad rage.
I mean, it happens. I feel like it's part of growing up. Like it's part of making your character as you become an adult.
Yeah.
Of course, sometimes there's too much and people go the wrong way, but growing up, you have times to make decisions sometimes, or to quit.
Well, I raged out for sure, man. I raged out. But it all,
Right.
looking back on it, you know, it was an experience that I know, like, the point that I can get to. And because I was young, being, you know, an adult now and seeing, like, if I put as much effort of that rage into this body, this soul, you know, after all I've been through, like,
Right.
I just can't even imagine.
It's funny.
So I'm glad I have, like, something to relate to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was, like, innocent necessarily. You know, you really couldn't do no harm. You 10 years old.
Right. Right. You were little.
You know what I'm saying? But like, dang, a 10-year-old's rage in a damn near 30-year-old's body.
Yeah. So you were always tall.
Nah, not really. I'd never even consider myself tall. But not even that tall. You know.
True.
Maybe like 6'1". I have a long neck. That's it.
That's taller than most people. I think the average is like 5'7" or something.
Yeah. Nah, man. You know.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I met some really tall people before. I remember when I was young, I went to an NBA game or something like that. But the basketball players were huge, and I was little, so I was probably like 5 foot. But they're huge. I was like, damn. That's some other type of people right there.
Yeah. Now, when I was in middle school, 8th graders looked giant. When they used to get in fights, like I was more afraid of them than teachers.
Damn. Yeah, I remember when I went to 6th grade, I remember seeing the 7th and 8th graders being more like, I don't know, it's different.
When they used to fight, it was like everybody was like, stand back.
Right.
And I had no idea like what it would really be like to get in an actual fight, bro. Like I'm 0 for 0, you feel me?
Right.
Like I've never had to go.
Have you ever done martial arts or anything?
Nah, none of that, bro. I just play sports, and I just like studying stuff, you know, watching sports.
Right. Well, that's cool.
I never really had to throw hands at anybody.
Right.
Slap out a few times, and like, I mean, shit, man.
Right.
I probably gotten crushed.
Right.
You know, I definitely do my dues.
True.
But hey,
that's interesting. So like, since you're speaking about that, how was like school growing up? You know.
To me, school was fire. Fire.
Were you always in the same schools? Like, did you move around or was
Nah, I was always here. Like,
right.
Boom, boom, boom. Like, yeah, it's kind of crazy how it worked out. But yeah, man, school was fire for me.
You graduated what year?
2008.
2008.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was high school.
Did you go to high school here, like a Frederick High or something?
Before they built Tuscarora. If they hadn't built Tuscarora, I would have had to go to Frederick.
Oh.
Once they built that joint, I had to go there. When I was there, they did have a senior class.
So it's like you guys were the first ones?
Yeah, when I was a freshman.
Oh, that's cool.
There was no senior class there.
I don't know, that sounds strange. Thinking about it, it's like there's no senior class. But that's just how it is at school. Like, it's just, you don't hear, I personally don't hear a lot of new schools here. I've been to one school that was like that. We were the first 7th graders.
Well, I was a substitute teacher, man, so I know about all these schools. I did high school and elementary school when I graduated in like 2013. Man, that's what I did.
It's interesting.
Yeah. All I did was grind, work. Music really wasn't on my radar in terms of like
A career,
you know, yeah, nothing like that.
Right.
You know, I just work to, you know, live check to check like everybody else.
Right.
You feel me? So,
What kind of jobs were you doing? Like,
man, I did all kinds,
different
bro.
trades.
I feel like Uncle Ruckus, man. I had every kind. Yeah, for real. Yeah,
That's awesome. Like,
yeah, it is pretty interesting. You know, being able to go boom to boom. Some people, I guess, would rather keep one as long as they can,
right.
but I don't know. Sometimes I had to go. Sometimes I didn't necessarily leave, but I never really got fired,
Right.
but I definitely was let go. You know,
Right. That's
I was definitely let go. Like, boom. But I was like, it was never no harm, no foul. Like, all right, bet.
Right. So you're a hardworking person then, from all that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like, I'd rather work smarter than harder, but there are times when I feel like there's other things. Like, I'd rather work something that serves an objective to like that could help my survival. You know, like, yo, do I want to be a fireman? Of course.
Right.
You know, not because I like rolling around in dirt and shit, but yo, learning how to do agriculture. You know what I'm saying? And you get the plug like for seeds and stuff like that. Like, it's gonna help your survival, and that's the best thing. That's the main thing that we never really learned in school. You know, unless you you have that choice. You know, but no one's gonna see a career from that. Like, we're only very specific people. I did like this ecology class, and I was like, I had to drop that shit because I was like, none of this makes sense. You know what I'm saying? We're out here measuring trees, like to project the number in a given area. You had to identify bark, and it was like, yeah, that's what's up.
Right.
But like when it came to the written perspective, I can't help you. Right. Like I'm at a loss for words.
So what made you like switch into wanting to do all music and all that?
Well, I had to. It was just something that just kind of happened over time, I guess. Like, it slowly.
I mean, were you always like? Did you have musical talents? Or
Yeah. I grew up playing the cello.
Oh, that's
what I started, you know. And there was this CD that I listened to until it couldn't play no more. And it was Bobby McFerrin and Yo-Yo Ma. And like when we had the Discman, yeah, that's what I listened to, you know. And it was like my parents, it was theirs,
right?
Like, so they've always kind of been into music, but they were more listeners. Like, I don't know if they were into creating, and like I feel like that's what kind of drove me, because my family never like did it, and I was like, damn, here's a program and a mic, I can just have it right here.
Right.
You know, and the real challenge was, how do you take this and then get out there?
Right.
You know, even if you have, you got all these websites and all this stuff, like, I don't really like using that stuff, man. Like, I really don't. So it's difficult to do something and that's where the challenge comes in. You know, and that's where you know, with things that you don't like, you got to put in that work. And that's what it really means to grind, in my perspective, you know.
Right. Yeah.
It's when you really sit down and like I've always struggled with that. Like, even like when I was in school and everything.
Right.
You asked for 6 pages, I gave you 4.5. I said, yo, hold it.
He said no.
You hold that. Take that. Still get B+. Hey, you can't tell me nothing.
Right. What would you say about your music? Like, what if you had a genre or a theme for your music? What would you consider? Like, what you're trying to do?
It's like a combination of like classical and new age.
New age.
You know, just
Something different, something new.
yeah,
I like that.
but still, it has that old school impact. But like old, like
Yeah.
way back when, because that's just how I perceive music
Right.
and what was pleasing to my ears and what I could break down fluidly, like it just came and I could hear it.
Uh-huh.
And it's like you take bits and snippets of things that isn't popular, and then you make something that's gonna make somebody head rock.
Right.
And that's where beat maker really came in to picture. And like the more immersed I got into it, the more I looked into how to do certain things. And then it just every time like, but it'll be a long span of time.
Right.
You know, and that's on me. You know, I did waste a lot of time working. You know, but I was doing plays on the side, like trying to act and stuff. And so like a lot of this, like at this point, is like music. Okay, cool, but you know, open the door to do something, and I'm like, yo, I can do that. Like that's me. So if it's music, yeah, bet. If it's this, yeah, bet. If it's being a what, I don't care. You know, but only you know you. So it's like, is this something that you're willing to do? Like, you gotta be smart. You just gotta be smart about it. And like a lot of things, yo, if you can't get your money back, then think twice. And then think again.
Right. Do you have a goal with what you're trying? Like, do you have a goal in music? Like at least for yourself when you do it. Like, what are you aiming for?
I really look at it in a sense, trying to connect with like successful people, you know, in general, or be in a culture of like-minded people.
Right.
And that's really what it is.
Right. That's cool. Do you believe you can make like a revolution through your music? Well, let me ask you this. Do you believe that music can be used as a weapon?
Yes.
That's yes.
When I used to think no, and now, because music was really about partying.
Okay.
You know, the subject matter wasn't really as intense.
Uh-huh.
So when music influenced people back then, you know, come on, man, we had what? T-Pain popping bottles, like Little John, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was popular to us? You know, two-step.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And it was about dancing, it was about having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there was popping pills, you know what I'm saying? People doing drugs. It was partying. You know what I'm saying? So when I was young, thinking, oh yeah, music doesn't influence people and make people do bad things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's because like doing bad things wasn't projected in music as like a way of just doing it. Some people make music just to do bad things, or do bad things and just talk about it in music just because they can make music about it. And it's like, where your heart at? And it just turned into something completely different.
Right.
So when I look at it now, yeah, music is definitely used as a weapon. I mean, back then it could have been too.
Right.
Just party, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang. But I don't think it's as heavy as it is now.
Right.
I mean, it's heavy now.
I don't know. I've been to a lot of concerts and seen how some people just by listening to certain music, they change. But that's for another day to talk about. But like, do you have motivations? Do you have inspirations? Like, in music at least, and we can even say about in life in general, like people that have said something or have done something that inspires you to keep doing what you do. or to do different things. You know?
Man,
Not really, you said.
uh, look, man, I'm just gonna be real, man. It's like no matter what, like it's the Heavenly Father and how He works.
You don't idolize nobody.
You know, and everything that comes from inspiration is like it has a name, it has a body, but it's through Him.
Right.
Because
I
I can't stop that if that's what they preach to me without me having to bring it up.
Right.
Then how can I not say?
Uh-huh.
You know, I can't take that away from them.
Right.
Because if someone walked up to me and said, "This is from Satan," I'm not going to sit there and say, "No, it's not. That I don't believe in that." But then you're going to believe somebody that says this. You know, I believe in this, and I'm telling you this because you feel me? But if someone walked up to you, no, who's going to walk up to you and be like, "Oh yeah, this is from this ancient deity," you know what I'm saying? This is from Jupiter, you know, himself. You know, but no, you could have been practiced divination. You could have spoke those. I don't know.
Right.
So I'm gonna take it in stride. That's a message from the Father, because He allows things to happen. You feel me? But I'm not even gonna get deep into that, because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know. I know some people get scared when people talk about certain things like that. You know, but I feel like nowadays music in general, like there's a darker side and then there's a good side. You know.
And you're gonna taste it all.
And it's not just music; it's everything. Life is just like that.
Just like that.
Like you just said, taste it all. It's like you get the, I think they say the bittersweet of life or something like that.
Straight up. You know.
That's cool. That's crazy.
Yeah. And America itself is the mixing pot. So, what kind of flavor you get from that? Yeah.
We're a big part of what?
Just Frederick alone, like every house you knock on is gonna be like a different culture. Straight up. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, everything's starting to get like really, I would say extremely diverse.
Extremely.
And the reason is just because the world's overpopulated again. Nobody thinks about it, but that's why all of a sudden viruses and things like this happen. Right.
It's not that the world is overpopulated, man. It's that
I heard that they say it can never get overpopulated.
Right. The density of civilization has not expanded to the rate of the population, and they're not doing anything about it.
That sounds insane. Like in a good way, not a bad way.
But like, they're not switching up with a lot of things. They're not. So it's almost like everybody wants to say, "Third, these are new times." But are you going to object to the Constitution being altered to reflect more on what we need now? So what do you want? And that's kind of what my music poses a question. And that's the platform that I can pose questions. And like, sometimes if I want to wrestle with ideas, then that's how I express myself. And I wrestle with certain ideas and perspectives, you know what I'm saying? But I can do it to a sound.
That's cool.
And put a wave to it? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do that. You know? And if there's things that I don't agree with, I'm not going to necessarily, I can't talk about that in my music.
Great. So would you ever sign to a record label that's known for, like, I don't want to say satanic, but I would say the word ritual. They do certain rituals for artists, whether it's money or fame or other stuff too, you know. Would you ever sign to something like that, or would you go to maybe your own record, or how would you treat that part of the music?
You know, it's weird because
you can always do everything by yourself, you know.
Yeah, it's weird because I will look at it more so like, in a sense, if I got from a record label, yeah, I'd be about it, you know, because I think career-wise. But would I hesitate?
Right.
Because of knowing certain things that they were a part of. You know, it's like, thank you for the recognition. Or not even that, but, you know, nice try to put a trap or, you know, put a limitation to this, you know, in ownership or whatever. Because regardless of if I say, yeah, I'm going to do that, and then going to sit there and say, yo, this piece of paper don't control me. I don't care if you take, you know, as long as I got my debit card in my bank, I can change my account number, there's nothing you can say to me. You know, I can walk away from anything. I don't care if I sign that deal and you try to take, you going to take me to court and sue me? Take it. Here. You know, what are you willing to go through?
Right.
You know? Because that's some real shit. They're not going to just let nobody walk away. Just because, like, you know, for in a career, heck yeah, I'm doing that. Yo, I'm about to make bread, yes. I'm about to be working. I get to say bye to all this. Peace. But, whoa. It's like, is that the money talking? You know?
Right.
Is that the easy street talking? And not necessarily easy street, because you're going to be working. But, you know, hey, we have somebody to do that for you. Bet. Like, I don't even need a house now.
Right.
I'll just be in the studio, bro.
Right.
I don't have to pay rent. Well, I'm good. I'm back. Peace. You know?
Yeah.
And that's really, like, why I'm not even going to lie and just say, like, oh, no, I'm going to sit there for a while. And I'm going to be like,
Right.
And I'm going to hold that until they bring it up a second time. Because I don't care about your time. Because you wouldn't care about mine if I signed. So I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to hold this.
Right.
And I'm going to sit. Joe, have you come up?
Right.
It's been 2 days, 3 weeks, 4 months, 2 years. I don't care. But I'm going to hold that. That's as far as I'll go with that.
I know that a lot of people, when they're going through music signing and all that, they think about the money first. And I thinking like that scares me. I don't do that. It's like the money might seem real and everything, but at the end of the day, it's not yours. The same way it appears, it can disappear. Where do you like see your music? Well, let's say your music career in 5 years.
I see it. I see it being. I see it being like a pivotal aspect, like a pivotal point, and you know, there's a lot of dots of people who've made an impact.
So you believe your music is
it'll be
gonna do?
something, yeah, like it'll be like a pivotal.
That's awesome.
You know, regardless of if it's 10 people or 100 people.
I like the way you put it. Pivotal. That's unique, honestly. It's like, I think that's what most artists should do.
Like, even if my content is like, alright, you know, he's saying he got a little worldly on that one. You know, he got a little beside himself. Like, alright, there's gonna be something in that song that happened in real life.
Right.
All you gotta do is ask. Or if you do it yourself, you know, and that's one thing that I also see is, you know, I want to create a discussion, you know what I'm saying, and create something that changes and I don't know, it sounds like some Disney shit. It changes the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. It's like a whole new experience.
Yeah.
That's really unique. That's like, Yeah, and like I believe, like you were saying, music is very powerful, and like that experience that you get when you go to a concert, you feel music for the first time, or you, even when you're listening to headphones. I know there's people like you get this feeling where like it's just like it just changes you, your mood, everything just makes you. It's a new experience that you can experience. Just like that goes back to what we said earlier about music being a weapon, because when we think of weapon, we might think of something that can harm somebody, but a weapon is something that's in our defense, and to make somebody happy can be in your defense too.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool.
Do you have any new music coming up or anything like that, or are you working on anything? Are you writing anything?
Yeah, always, man.
Always.
Sometimes it takes a while, but there's always something.
I mean, that's how music is like. For people that just are very artistic, you want to just do the most you can.
Yeah. I feel like now there was a stage when a lot of my stuff was experimental, but now when I want to sit down, like I reach a point where I've stopped making songs in abundance, but if I make a new one, it's gonna be like playing all this. Like I'm not stopping until this one. I can boom boom. I can walk away with this one.
Right.
But I haven't even thought like as myself as an artist, like I'll reinvent my. I kind of did though, but that might be something I can do as well. Just have like a timeline, and just kind of just put it there. Like that would be kind of crazy,
right?
Cause I could really have like an hour-long timeline, and just like here, jump through it. Only listen to 3 minutes of it, but it's still here. They're cool. Just gotta figure out how to get all that into one solid, like, cause you probably need a external device for that. In some way.
You have what? You have music on SoundCloud? Do you have music anywhere else?
No,
just SoundCloud. Do you have YouTube or something? You use
Yeah.
Facebook, I think, right?
Yeah, I got a few. I got a few things on YouTube.
Is it like all music, or do you have other stuff that you do too?
No, it's all music.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Definitely, if you want, get people, to your links. We'll send them up to your SoundCloud, and have people check you out, follow you. Stay tuned for whatever you come up with.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't. The thing is, I really think about it. I don't really make music for fans. Like I make music for other artists. So like.
Oh, okay, I understand.
You know what I mean? Like I don't really put it out there for.
Okay.
Oh, I need millions of people to hear this. Like nah. I'd rather just have it as like artists. Help boost people and teach people, and they can analyze my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like just like I analyze their stuff.
Right.
And that's just kind of how I look at music. That's not how everybody does it. But I hear music, I'm like, dang, they took it there.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. Like I got a lot of catching up to do.
Right.
But let me go ahead and do what I can. Boom. And hopefully that's going to help somebody get to that point where they're going to be like, all right, if he did that, then I can do that.
Right.
So, let's all get to that level.
Right.
Everybody take off. I mean, just imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of crazy ideas that I have. That will help. Kind of like bring people together, but like get something circulated.
Okay.
Making that artist, that independent, especially the journey of independent artists, like it would definitely make their journey more like Like, all right, instead of just doing that, like, do it this way,
Right.
and it will be a much better experience. Like,
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
even though, you know, you might look at it as like, oh, what, you know, it's like, nah, think about what comes from that. Like, that would be cool, man. And I would say, like, the same thing. Here's how I pretty much break it down. Like, the same thing that makes people successful is what they profit off of. So look who's profiting off of their success.
Right.
Whether it be for this reason or that, or that way or this. What do they do?
Right.
How did they profit off of their success? You know, do they have charisma? How do they talk? You know, I don't understand why people don't. You don't have to adopt everything that you hear from those people. You don't have to go into business to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's just going to study that as a person, how you walk, and go do what you got to do. Whether you hustling, flipping burgers, cleaning, whatever. Standing around, walking on your feet, doing farm work. Whatever.
Right.
Because, you know, they have the gift of gab. They talk. They just boom, 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 boom. Things happen. But if you a farmer, your gift of gab, bro, you make those rows, you plant, you know what I'm saying? You plant. What? That's crazy. The same way as people, you know, take care of animals. Or same way take care of other people.
Right.
It's the same way as somebody writes. But then, like, you gotta really think about it. What is writing? And really think, you know, how many people ask themselves, yo, who was the first person to write?
Right. Who invented the words, letters?
And people have made that concept into an eloquent art form from the existence of their conscience. And yo, that's insane.
It is insane. It makes me think like the Matrix, that they're all on their one network.
Like, if you took the lyrics to every lyric, to every song, and just had a billboard that was large enough to capture all of that, and like you just had all the time you want to read it, and like, you know,
Yeah.
think about how crazy that is. Well, guess what? They can do that with our text messages, phone calls, pictures, in any social media. Well, think about how, bro. If you took all the snaps from the first snap to the very snap to this time, and line those snaps up, do you know how far that would reach?
Right.
How far do you think that would reach? For real?
For real far.
No, for real, bro. Like, if you had to put, how far do you think from the first snap to the snap, right now? How far do you think that would reach if that data was like the size of? It depends on how. So like the size of a snap on a phone.
Okay.
So like literally take the size of a phone on average and like every snap, and then line those snaps up next to each other, but never stop. And it's every snap from this point, from the first snap. So that's the size of the snap. The size of a phone. Line every snap up. How far would that reach? Probably the edge of the universe, bro.
Probably that.
You feel me?
That's insane.
And that's just Snapchat, bro. Imagine Twitter posts, tweets. Every tweet, just the size of like the text box. Like, boom, little as. Line those up next to the snaps. How far do you think that could probably wrap around the universe? And that's in the time frame of 7 years? if that.
That's crazy.
So there's enough information just from social media compiled in some database that could wrap around the universe at least 4 times.
That's literally crazy when you really think about it. It's like, just to think that there's people that have millions of followers. There's people that follow millions, you know. Just in one state, one city alone, there's probably millions. If not billions, honestly, I feel like. Like with Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, every social media platform, honestly. Like, everything just, that's just insane. It would be an endless amount.
And they're doing more with that. More.
Right.
Even more.
That's insane.
Yeah, bro.
That's like,
Because honestly, if you wrote it out as a formula, so let's say on average, there's 6 or 7 billion people on Earth, right? How many people think you have a phone versus 2 phones? All right, so on average, a person has a phone. 5 billion, give or take.
probably.
5 billion.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say everybody does 10 snaps a day. Snapchat comes pretty much automatically on your damn phone. You know what I'm saying? So let's say maybe even less than 1 billion has Snap out of the 5 billion. You know, let's just say extreme.
Right.
1 billion. They do 10 snaps a day. So that's 1 billion to the 10th power times a year times 365. That will be whatever that number amounts to, that will be that number. And that's just from 10 snaps a day.
Right.
From
That's insane.
that people.
That's insane. I noticed that now these social media platforms, they aim for young kids, like in the ages from like 8 to 13, 14.
And think about this, bro. For everyone that use Snap, let's just say, oh yeah, for this filter you got to pay 99 cents, right? So out of that 1 billion people, let's say 500,000 pay $1 for that filter. But that's going to occur, let's say, 3 times a month. So whoever made that app, that designed it, that gets paid.
Makes hell, Brad.
What?
I mean, you don't even make money at that point. You just see
What if you
numbers.
got a 1/10 of a cent from every snap ever made just because?
That's insane.
Just a 1/10 of a cent. You've made enough money to buy the universe if it was worth a 1/10
So you think
of a cent.
people that invested, because there are probably people that bought stocks and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think they're
Yeah.
fucking?
What? Beyond measure, bro.
I
Their wealth is
see
beyond
how
measure.
Jeff. Do you know who Jeff Benzo is? I think it's called, or Besso or something like that.
Bezos.
Yeah, he's the Amazon founder,
Right.
the CEO.
Yeah.
That man is one of the richest mans in the whole world, and he's just like insanely rich.
It's beyond measure, bro. Beyond measure. Couldn't spend it in a lifetime.
Just like,
Beyond measure.
just thinking about all the money that he made and all the stocks that people probably invested. And I know for a fact, because I read it before, that he invested in his own company, and he's like, he became rich from that as well. Like, that helped him so much for his Amazon to exist. Like, if you see pictures of the Amazon headquarters, that looks freaking insane. It's just like Apple. They look like spaceships. They're just like advanced technology. I don't know. Amazon is really up there right now. It's like,
Yeah.
it's getting to a big corporation at this point. So yeah, we talked about who you were, your music a little bit, your art skills, and I just wanted to now talk about some spooky stuff. Like,
Spooky stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I personally don't consider conspiracies being spooky. I just think they're like an opinion. But a conspiracy is only a word. If you believe or you
They say we have a freedom of speech, so why does this get negatively labeled if we have freedom of speech? You know, because I can't come up with any label for any other type of way of thinking.
Right.
Otherwise, I'll get, shamed for it. I'll get shamed for it.
Uh-huh.
But if I say, like, oh, this, that, and the third.
Right.
So, it could be, if you want me to connect the dots, then I can do that for you. Like, it's not something I'm just going to tell you. But, it's not every day. Not everyday stuff. Like, the moon has been out at the same time for the 4th day in a row. And
wow.
I can just say that because it's like I've seen it.
Right.
It'll be 1 in the afternoon, 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon. The moon is out. 4 days in a row. And I'll just point it out to somebody just to see, like, and they'll just look up and be like, oh. And just back to shopping.
Right.
I need shoes. I'm just like, okay. And it's one of those things like, oh, it's not gonna happen in front of your face. Everything takes time, and like, it eats away at you slowly.
Right.
So that's just how things happen. They try to make it out of left field, like bam.
Right.
Nah, that's been building.
That's insane.
That's been building.
So I'm assuming that you have your ideas of the government, your conspiracies.
I can't speak for the government.
Let's say from what we were talking before that.
What about the government? Exactly.
Do you believe that a lot of people confused in their conspiracies are because the government allows us to have the freedom of speech, like you're saying? Or would you say the government makes it a conspiracy itself?
They're definitely responding. They're definitely responding to it. So I can't say that, it's definitely not a conspiracy in their response, but it's the way that they're going about it. And everything is in layers. And everybody wants to separate everything.
Right.
But if you looked at the bigger picture, you would see, this impacts this. If you knew who owned who, then everything would make sense because that's who's making all the decisions, is the owners. But people look at it from their angle, and guess what? Their angle might be just a 90-degree angle.
Right.
But look at Da Vinci's drawing of a man in multiple angles, you know what I'm saying? But look at the people that look at that art and will be the first person that don't even see from that angle, and that's your ancestors. Like, people don't even honor their own people.
Right.
And then they try to project that onto other people who do and say, oh, you can't do that. Forget about it.
Right.
Just because you did, why do I have to?
I always wondered, like, what people do late at night. It's like, we're doing a podcast late at night.
Hey, man, they could have been on the sheets, right, man?
What do you think about the word sheeple?
Sheeple? I don't necessarily use it, but yeah, it's out there.
I was one day coming from, I think, Ocean City, from Delaware, and there's this place where they had this sign that said, they showed a picture of Trump. It was on a billboard of Trump, and then next to it says, I love all my fellow sheeple. And I thought that was very ironic and funny.
No, I'm not gonna, I don't use that. I mean, maybe if I had to, but is there people that are just checked out? Like, yeah. Like, but sometimes, you wanna be that person.
Right.
And be like, yo, what? How are you that oblivious but like you're good?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, that person, they're enjoying life so hard that they don't even know how to cross the street right. You know what I'm saying? And like, people get mad at that person, and then I'm just like, yo, what does it take to be on that level?
Right.
Like, I'm trying to be what they're on right now. And I'm just like, and they're good. They're more than good. And then there's other people on the other extreme who pay so much attention to themselves that they don't even know how to respond to, like, real life anymore. There's people who have checked out, bro. Checked out. Virtual reality is about to sell. In the same way that Google Earth can create an entire digital image down to the neighborhood, they can just put that in a simulation, bro. Right. People can literally sit in home all day and be in a game called life and be good.
Right. I know that one day that will exist. Like, I play GTA 5 a lot, and I'm into like the news. Cause, I don't know, the GTA series games is just a fun series, and I stay tuned to the news, and like people are so desperately waiting to find out what's gonna happen. And like Rockstar, the brand, the company that makes the games, they are focusing on virtual reality video games, and it's like they make high quality like open world games. Bro. And them joining the virtual reality war.
It's a wrap, bro.
It's like...
It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap.
Now the PlayStation 5 that's coming out, it's very unique. Because, like, nobody knows what it's going to look like or what it is. Like, we just know it's going to be better and it's going to be compatible with all the systems.
All that, man.
So, like, PlayStation 1, 2.
Yeah.
So, it's like, that's cool. They released the DualShock 5, which is going to have buttons in the back. The DualShock 5 is a controller. But it's like the PlayStation 5 is just so advanced that they can't tell us yet. They announced that Xbox is going to have 14 teraflops inside of their system, and the teraflop is like it's like memory like a gigabyte, but instead it's for the processor. So meaning that it's just like intense power. And
you know what? I'm so glad they do that, but at the end of the day, everyone's still going to have like 1 or 2 games and then get the crack version of everything. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying? You have this huge, powerful device, but at the end of the day, motherfuckers only play 2 games, Fortnite and Call of Duty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they're still going to spend bread on that. I'm like, yo, you just going to do the same shit you did on that one. You're not going to do nothing different. But it's going to be fucking virtual reality.
Right.
3D immersive. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might even do a map of your own city. Oh, how about that? Now they train people how to fucking engage in war off a satellite image of their own city.
Right.
Talk about programming, bro. They're going to take their own fucking neighborhood. They can make it part of the game. They can hide behind their own house. But guess what? Are people going to use that as a commutative effort, or are they gonna go and just rampage?
Right.
You tell me, bro. You tell me.
It's crazy. It's just like scary at the same time. Like with everything you're saying about that, it's like I don't know how to explain it. If you got the opportunity to be president or have like a lot of power to control certain things, would you bring the world to peace? Would you fix things, or would you use a different test?
Well, look, man, like, immense power, like, what field?
Let's just say you got to rule
that's
the
a political field, like, you're just saying power in general, like, if you have power, just boom.
I mean, you can say political because you're going to be doing something that politically
helps
the economy, you know?
You know, if I have power, everybody will have to go, like... I have to, bro. What do you think Donald Trump did? He only cleaned up house. He can do whatever he wants now. Why? Because he cleaned up house.
That's insane.
That's the only. That's bro. You have to strip everybody else's power away before you use your power. Because that's the only way that you're gonna have your side. Because everyone's always gonna have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be. Because like, look, when I come up with something where it's like, look, for now, you know, everything is just gonna have to be done this way.
Right.
Just for now. Like, we gotta switch into this stuff right now. Like, everything else over here, gotta put that down. Like, people can't even tell their own kids to put the phone down. What are you gonna tell these people, bro?
Right.
You're gonna have to make big, dumb, stupid moves. With that kind of power to bring peace, like, I'm not gonna knock people who have that position and do a terrible job.
Right.
You know, and they just say, like, yo, bump these people. Like, no matter what I do for them, I'm still answering phone calls. I'm still, man, let me get some of this bread, yo. Hold on. You feel me? Like, yo, I'm about to switch up on all these niggas. Like, fuck this. I only got 2 more years. Like, I'm literally, it's college. Like, imagine college, but you're the dean of the whole entire boom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I had that position, yo, it'll be like, what's the first wish that you make from a genie? In a sense.
Right.
You wish for all more wishes? Everybody gonna think of that for the first time. Some people go as crazy to say, I wish to be that genie. I don't know. I probably have to say, like, yo, look, if y'all want to fight it out, then we're gonna make it like against somebody.
Right.
I would probably start wars, like, or like help everybody make bread. I feel like that's really the only thing you can do. But I would definitely, all right. So, hands down, I'll definitely, promote. Just like a overall, like, we need to get our acts together with, like, just basic shit.
Right.
You know, I definitely have, like, the requirement for certifications. I will have them lowered. You know, but there will be harsher penalties for those that, it will be like harsh penalties, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got it, because I know you got to get it.
Right.
So, is one person that gonna make like a bunch of money? Nah. Or, yeah. But what you got to say doesn't matter right now.
Right.
We're doing what's good for the people, and you're a person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna play your part whether you like it or not. And the only way to do that, I'm not cutting into what you've already made. I'm just saying you gotta make a decision, because we're about to get this shit done, and like, these people could use some help, man.
Right. I don't know, but being president of this country is just like not in my flow of life. I feel like it's like, if I had power, I wouldn't like it, because it's like everybody wants something, and it's like not everybody wants the right thing. And the thing that breaks the most is not everybody wants to be taught the right way. It's like, I don't know. It's too much to think about. It's too much to really like. I don't know. Earlier we were talking about how, music is a weapon, or can be used as a weapon.
So is sports.
So sports, you said.
So is medicine.
Right. That is true. That is true. I don't know.
So
Right
is
now,
religion.
the coronavirus is everywhere. And the reason why I say everywhere is because it's like,
It's already been there.
I mean, first of all, we all have the coronavirus somehow. We're innocent animals, but the disease that comes down with it that we're scared of is COVID-19. It's just like, there's a lot of conspiracies out there, and there's a lot of like ideas of why it's going on. And it's like, I don't know, it's scary to think about it. Here where we live, there's been a lot of cases about it already. Well, at least there's been 31 cases, I know for sure, and one person died apparently. But it's like, I don't know. What do you think about it? Like, do you think that has to do with like the government using weapons, or somebody above us, or our own bad energy being a weapon towards us, or something? What would you say?
Man, however this stuff spread, man, it is what it is. Like, I can't really. It's interesting, like you said, like, to hear other people talk about it, but like,
Does
it's
it
real.
scare you?
It's real. I mean, I don't know, man. Not really.
Does it scare you, or for your others?
No.
It's just what it is. Okay.
I mean, I can't be surprised. Like, I can't really be surprised.
Right.
Because I'm,
What do you think about population control? Do you think this has to do with it, or?
Yeah, population control. It's definitely there. It just comes in many ways, and I feel like the biggest way that was used maybe back then was nationality.
Okay.
nationality was a huge weapon for, in a sense, to create a one-minded nation, that's like all for nothing, you know what I'm saying? And like, how do you move that? The way that they're doing it now, population control might not be nationality necessarily, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's something different. I feel like it's a lot of things. But there's a lot of organizations that are tied into doing it.
Interesting.
But it's in a sense like they know ways to milk it.
Right.
They can milk it. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be right then and there because the only way to get what they want is to get as much out of they can as quick as they can.
Do you think the Food Administration, every year there's new laws, there's new, like, rules they have to do, people that cook and stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Oh man,
What do you think about the food industry?
To me, it's like, I can't say I was there, but if you want to ask somebody that was born in the 40s, like, if you can remember reading the label of food, like, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Damn near everything is made up of something that's not really what it is.
Right.
So, whether they've done a great job or a terrible job, like, what the fuck, regardless. Right. It's not what it says it is, ever. They could have done a fantastic job. They probably stopped a lot of bad stuff from happening. But they've let a lot of things just be like, it's like they pick and choose, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, let's find another way to dull it down.
Right.
Let's find another way. And that's all they're doing. Just find another way. Trying things out.
Right.
And that's what, apparently we give them permission to do that. I've never seen a letter in my mailbox that say, hey, do you want the Food and Drug Administration?
Right.
Do you think they're doing it? You know what I'm saying? I haven't got nothing in the mail from them. You know what I'm saying? But you know why taxes go to them? I don't know. How do they get their money? Right. I don't know. But, yeah, so it's like, that's all. Like, population control is like a different, because it's different, man. Like, I feel like whoever meets at that table, said at one point, just control the food. We don't need to.
You think we'll run out of food eventually?
No.
Do you think poverty's fake then?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know.
We'll run out of food.
When you look through history, you see that poverty is real in certain cases. It's like, especially because of war. It's crazy. The U.S. especially is one of the countries that fucked up a lot of places up. Like, they just went and destroyed and left it the way it was. Let it be poor,
Yeah. And I assume they would do the same if they could.
I seen pictures of, like, and videos of Detroit, places like that, Michigan, even Baltimore. Like, they're just letting it rot, and it's like people still live in these places because it's their home, or it's where they can have a bed, and
My thing is so kind of going back to what you're saying about if you have the power, man. If I can say, look, I'm going to give the people the power to fix what they need to fix. So if your house is run down, you don't need to go to the landlord to ask for permission. You go ahead and do that. Here's the bread.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's available. Take it upon yourself to fix it. If people had the chance to do it, would they do it? Do you honestly think they would do it?
Right.
If we all just turned around and said, yo, this place is, like you said with Baltimore. But it's like, hey, look, we're going to run this joint like everything's getting torn down, but you're going to be a part of building it. You know, this is going to help you. You're going to learn this, that, and the third, boom, boom, boom. And you're going to rebuild your own. And hopefully that will help take you to where you need to go next. I'm not forcing you to do this for the rest of your life. But I would just say, like, everybody, we evacuating. Like, we're tearing everything down. We're rebuilding. We're using recyclable items. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be the prettiest. but it's going to take you to that, you know what I'm saying? Everything is going to get changed to a different, like, boom. You know? Would that be the right thing to do? I think it would. We'll give everybody a chance to get up and do something. Just to quit that, you know, whatever you got going on. Yeah, it'll be, but it's like, you know, everybody's going to have their contribution. Like, if you don't want to build, then go and grow. Like, but right now we're rebuilding the community, and this is what it takes to rebuild a community. You can't go way out of here just because you don't want to do nothing.
Right.
You know, that's not up to you, because once this is done, then y'all can get back to what you were doing. You know what I'm saying? But right now, this is happening. You know, it will become more immersive. It's not like we're gonna go behind these oak doors. You know what I'm saying? Make a decision, and then lay it out before you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna come to y'all and, like, you know, boom, this is how it's gonna go down. Like, I'm gonna teach you how to do this, that, or third, boom, boom, boom. And, like, I feel like that'd be dope in that sense.
Right.
You know? Because, like, really, that would be kind of, neighbors would have to be neighbors. You know? Developments would have to be, you know what I'm saying? And, like, all the blocks and all that stuff, like, tear all that down. Like, if y'all are so, because, like, you could say you own the block, but if the state pulled up and said you're evicted, what block do you really own, man?
Right.
Like, even a rich person don't own their block. The bank does.
Is there anything you would like to say to people, like, inspiration-wise, like, for those that are either scared or depressed or, I don't know, any type of feeling, to make them motivated to keep doing whatever it is they do?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be inspirational, but, like, if I could just tell people, like, yo, the truth hurts, man. But you have to be open to correction, cause, like, it's not. I don't have to be somebody close to you to tell you fucking up.
Right.
You know. And that goes for everybody. Like, for real, man. Like, people really like that. Like, I can't even pretend to be like some people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wildin'. I can't even pretend. So it's just like, yo, the truth hurts. And you can't get butthurt if you take a, you know.
Right.
If you go that road, then that road is gonna answer back, because that's what you put down.
Right.
If you can't carry what you put down, then you better pick it up and keep walking. So just think about how you project yourself, you know.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has something that they have behind closed doors. You know, we get that.
Right.
You know, same here, especially me, son, like, for real.
Yeah.
But I'll answer for that.
Right.
Because that's my beliefs, and I don't exclude myself from that.
Right.
And people really think that I do. It's like, no, quite the opposite. Like, I'll be the first person to put myself on the chopping block before anybody, to make any excuse for how anybody treated me or anything. I'll be like, yo, that's all me. I definitely can, you know, I can recall the experience of why it might, you know, why I feel like it could have happened, what led me to it.
Right.
But there was always something. Always.
That's literally, like, the truth, you know? Some people just don't get it sometimes, but that's just how it is. Life is what it is and what we get. You gotta make it the best you can. But yeah, so
Yeah, man. For
it's
real.
been a long,
It's good energy, you know.
it's
Good
good vibes.
discussion, yeah, and all that. Yeah.
Definitely, I apologize for people. I've been tired. That's why I've been a little like. Yeah. But yeah, it's been awesome. Thank you, Madison, for coming on.
No problem, man. It's been a pleasure, dog. Thank
Definitely,
you.
I want to have a second one where we talk a little bit more about other stuff and have a fun one.
Cool. Yeah,
But
definitely.
definitely,
Anytime, man.
thank you for joining VTalks, and for everybody else, you know what to do. Follow, subscribe, and thank you very much.